Welcome everyone in ICP Semester B. We are here at the Move Up Academy and I am Mrs. Shannon. I know some of you are returning from the first semester of ICP, but there are other students who are new here at the Move Up Academy and particularly new to this class. So I am going to go through a little short course navigation on how to navigate through the course here. Now, if you were in this class last semester, you will notice some changes. Before I get started, just for those that don't know me, I am Mrs. Shannon. I am currently a junior high teacher over at the junior high, obviously, where I teach biology and 7th grade science. Before that, I was over at Elkhart Memorial, where I taught biology, AP biology. And in before that, I was actually up in the Detroit area where I taught ICP and I taught physical science and chemistry. So I'm kind of a little science teacher of all trades. So this is my second semester here at the Move Up Academy. We've only been here one semester previously. And so I'm taking some of the feedback from last semester and making some changes for this semester here. So quickly here, we have course navigation. We have 6 units of study. These units of study will be labeled on the left-hand screen. I am in student view, and so I only have the first unit published. I haven't published everything because you're not ready for it. And so you'll see that Unit 1, motion, is this one. Unit 2 will be force. Unit 3, energy. Unit 4, heat, waves, and electromagnetism. Each unit is comprised of multiple subpages. So what you can do is whenever you see the caret, just as a reminder, click on it and it will open up subpages. Each one of the subpages will be numbered with the unit first, and then the page number, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. At the bottom, there will be the assessment. Within these pages, you'll notice these icons. We have our goals, reading for information, watching for information, activities to complete, and I'll get back to these in a minute, and unit assessments. I will be here Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 11 to 12. Or by appointment. I can try to come in after school or before school. I can sometimes come in Wednesday. Actually, I need to change this. It's Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. I'm sorry, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, 11 to 12. I can sometimes come in Wednesday and Thursday, 11 to 12 as well, or I can, if I have prior notice, be over at the school right after school when you guys let out at 3:20. I think that's what time you let out. So really quickly here, navigating here, we have our course welcome page. Underneath that, we have our course overview. You'll want to read through this. It gives a little description of the course, grading policy, which is obviously very important because you all want to do super well and get credit, and policies and procedures. Notice you can see the icons right here. Instead of calling them class assignments or classwork assignments, I'm calling them activities because some of the things are pen and paper, some of them are typing, some of them are labs, and we're not really doing them in a classroom, so it feels weird to say classwork. So I've labeled it as activities versus assessments. If you're not familiar with PowerSchool, EdPuzzle, you'll want to click on these to go through it. Actually, even if you are familiar with EdPuzzle, you will need to click on the EdPuzzle tab because you are going to need to join a class. So if you've never used EdPuzzle, you'll want to read about it, and there's a video tutorial down here. But everybody, regardless on if you were in it last semester or if you haven't been in it at all, I need you to log in to EdPuzzle with your Google account, and I need you to join a class with this class code. This is different than semester A for those that were in this class last semester. Okay, this is a brand new class code that's been generated. We also have under tools module note sheets. Now, this has been a change from before. Module note sheets are basically note sheets for each unit that I'll have available to you to use to organize your readings. If you're not sure how to take notes, this section, module note sheets, I can't talk today, is found under course tools, and you can watch the video and read about how to take notes on the note page to kind of help you get the most out of it. Unlike last semester, I am not grading these. You do not need to turn these in. A lot of people will complete the assignments throughout the semester on paper as it is. And so some of it becomes a little bit redundant. I would highly encourage you to use that to organize your thoughts and your notes, but I'm not going to require it for a grade this semester. Going back to EdPuzzle really quick, and then we'll go on to the first unit. There is a thing, and you'll read about it. Actually, I don't know if you're going to read about it. I took the initial video off, the intro video, because many of the students have done EdPuzzle before. But if you are new, the policy is you need to score a 70% or higher to get full credit. It is either all or nothing. If you get a 71%, you get full credit. If you get a 99%, you get full credit. You get the exact same score. However, if you do not score a 70% or greater, then what's going to happen is you will need to email me to reset the video. I will reset it and you will have to complete it again. If you do not do that and I go in to check it and it's a 65, you will still get a 0 on it. All or nothing, 0 or 10 points. You choose, okay? So it's up to you to communicate digitally, or if you see me in the Move Up Academy, you can come over and tell me, and I will go in and reset it. Now, once you go through the course, you read through everything, you're going to complete a course overview assessment. For those that had me last semester, some of the questions are similar, but some of them have been changed a little bit to reflect some changes based on feedback. Just make sure that you do click submit when you are finished. This is your first assignment. This is the first graded assignment in your course. Now, when you get to the units, and it's going to talk about this under course overview procedures, this is new for me. I am actually dating each of these pages. Each of these sections, I have dates to help guide us onto when you should be completing it. So on the home page for motion, the due date for the entire unit is January 24th. And you'll notice that I've broken the pages up to get us to that deadline of January 24th. What that means is that any assignments in each of these sections need to be completed by the date that's listed within that week. So when you're in distance versus displacement, you can see the icons here. These are the activities. Left is usually input, where you are receiving information, learning about something, and right is going to be output, where you actually apply it and do things. So usually on the right-hand side of the page is where the activities for grades will be. But these are both due January 10th, and I am going to be firm on due dates this semester. If you have an extenuating circumstance, something comes up with work or something else, please email me and communicate and we can work it out. If I do not hear from you though, I cannot make changes in these dates. It is what it is. So it's kind of a life skill, I think, to be able to communicate with an instructor, just like you would communicate with an employer on a job if for some reason you can't be there when you're supposed to. It's the same idea here. So please communicate, please email if you are not going to be able to make that deadline, okay? If you don't communicate and you don't make the deadline, you are going to lose up to 10% of your grade each week it's late, okay? So 5 weeks late, it's going to be 50% off whatever you earned on that. So that's a little bit on the grading. Let me go back here. Something new too is on each of the units, you'll have a little introduction clip. Okay, so you'll have the due date, you'll have a little introduction introducing the unit so you know what to expect, and a copy of the note sheet. Then you'll walk through from top to bottom each of the subpages of the unit. Now there are going to be times that you are going to have labs. You will have at least one lab this time, a unit. Okay, and so for example, for Unit 1, it's in this section 1.2, speed versus velocity. And you will see that the activity is labeled Unit 1 lab. So it's clearly labeled as a lab. Labs are worth more points than the other activities. The rest of the activities are always labeled by the unit, the number of the subpage, and then A, B, C, etc. Okay. When you're finished, you will complete the assessment. Now, you can always work faster, okay? You can always work faster, but these are where I expect you to be able to be based on the work that's required and assigned. Generally, you'll have 2 assessments for this one. You'll have a quiz and then some sort of application. So the quiz is not linked here yet. I don't have the quiz posted for you yet. I don't want people to go in and start taking it. But for the application here, you're going to teach a topic. You are going to choose one of these 4 topics, and you're going to teach me and maybe your peers what you know about it. You will present them digitally using Screencastify or others similar, I don't know, presentation. I guess you can do Google Slides, and there's a way to speak over in Google Slides. But I want you to practice talking about the topic and show that you own the topic, show that you know the topic. I'm very flexible oftentimes on how you decide to do it, whether you want to do Google Slides, Cami, so you can write as you go, if you like to do animations, if you like to do something on paper and then take images and upload it. Really, really flexible on that. But the key here is that I also want you to voice over. I want you to narrate it. I want you to own it, and I want you to talk about it. For this one, I'll have a Padlet where you can place a link to your video when it's done. Whenever you do a video, you need to make sure that it is shared so I can see it. Meaning, if you do it in Screencastify, make sure it's going to go into your Google Drive. Make sure that you have the shared settings on that anyone with a link can open it. If you upload it to YouTube, that's often what I do is I upload mine to YouTube so I can embed it easily. Just make sure it's set to public or private with a link when you send me the link just so I can get into it. So that's just a couple of notes on that. Now, this goes into the 24th. Unit 2 force is going to start the following week. However, what I'm going to end up doing, and we're going to see how it goes, is I will end up opening up the next unit sometime during the early part of this week. I want to see how people are going, look at the pace of everyone, but sometime January 21st, 22nd, I will probably go ahead and open up the force one, so that way you can go ahead and start working on it. But I'm going to see what the pace of the students are, and I won't be opening them until the first person is ready to do it, and sometime at the earliest, it will be sometime in this week, January 21st through 24th. So I hope this kind of gives you an idea of, if you're new to the course, how the course is going to look, how you're going to walk through it. If you have done the course before, ICPA, I mean, perhaps this is going to give you some insight in some changes as compared to the first semester. Also, just as a note, you can always access, if you go into your PowerSchool, into your dashboard, and you go onto the left row, like you have this little left thing of menus. Mine's a teacher, so it's a little bit different. But you should have like the quick links. You can always access all of your assignments on this page. Now mine shows all of the assignments up through Unit 2 right now. You will not be able to view these. I think I have them set so they're not able to be viewed quite yet. But you can always follow along here, and it will tell you the due dates. So the ones at the bottom are the ones that are the oldest, the ones that are due the soonest, I guess, too. And then it goes up from there. So I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, just shoot me an email, and I look forward to ICP Semester B.